Coming up on River Town Renovation.
Demolition is in progress. A blizzard slows down the project. And an unwelcome guest crashes the party.
The windows. They're damaged.
Our house was built in 1900. It has knob and tube electrical wiring. This was the most common wiring method used in the United States between 1880 and 1940. We will remove the knob and tube wiring and rewire the house to code. We will also remove and replace all plumbing. To replace the electrical wiring and plumbing, walls will need to be opened up. Opening up walls in this old house is going to be a challenge. This house has lath and plaster walls. 1-inch wide strips of wood called lath are nailed horizontally to wall studs. The lath is then covered with layers of plaster. The plaster dries to form a smooth surface that can be painted. So how do you remove lath and plaster? We found pounding gouges and holes in the plaster will cause the plaster to crack. Then using a pry bar, the plaster can be removed. Also using a hammer and pry bar, the lath can be removed. Our focus of the demolition is to remove the lath and plaster from specific areas of the house. This is a multi-family house structure. The rear unit of the multi-family house is a 1-bedroom and 1-bath. We will remove the lath and plaster from both kitchens, the family room, and the bathroom. We ordered a 15-yard dumpster. It was way too small. We filled the dumpster pretty fast. After a few days, we had to empty the first dumpster and get a second one. A lot of space is taken up by the laid wood strips. They are like a haystack. Also, the plaster caused an issue with the disposal. The plaster is so heavy that we incurred extra weight costs.
The National Weather Service has issued a blizzard warning for the Twin Cities and western Wisconsin areas. Total snow accumulations of 10 to 13 inches. Winds gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. This will lead to significant blowing and drifting snow with whiteout conditions in open areas. Some drifts may be several feet deep, making travel nearly impossible.
The demolition scrap staged outside was covered with snow. We were able to get most of the scrap into the dumpster before the heaviest snow accumulation. Our dumpster ended up catching a lot of snow, which we had to shovel out. After the blizzard, we discovered another potential problem. We have removed the second-floor bathroom ceilings, which means we are temporarily heating the attic. This is causing the snow to melt and then freeze into ice dams. Ice dams could damage your shingles, wood roof, gutter system, and attic insulation. Once spring arrives, we will assess any damage and plan repairs.
Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel to follow this renovation journey.
The demolition was progressing well. The lath and plaster was coming down quickly. Then one morning, we noticed the damage. Many of the window frames had wood missing. Looking closer, it showed teeth marks. Something chewed on these window frames. While investigating the basement, we heard chattering and barking noises. It was a squirrel. A squirrel is in our house. We opened doors. We made so much noise that the squirrel started to run. The squirrel wildly spun out on the wood floor right next to us. Holy cow! After a few days of not seeing Mr. Squirrel or seeing any more damage, we believe he ran out the door. After 2 weeks, we have completed the demolition. We removed enough lath and plaster for the electricians and plumbers to be able to work. Our next step of the project is to finalize our renovation plan. The plan will include new framing for some rooms. We will also decide where fixtures, appliances, and lighting will be positioned. This information is critical for the electrician and plumber to complete their work. Thanks for watching the Hudson House renovation project. Click subscribe to the channel so you can join us for each episode. Watch the progress of our house remodel, and please provide us with your questions and feedback below in the comments section.